What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Cigar Side Chats. My name is Felipe, and today I've got my first ever Cuban cigar review. Now, this is a Bolivar from Havana, Cuba. This is a petite. I don't know much about Cuban cigars. This was sent over by Tony, the soy sauce assassin. I commented on his video once stating I've never had a Cuban, and he was kind enough to just send one, which is super cool. But I figured if I'm gonna go ahead and smoke a Cuban cigar, I might as well pair it with something appropriate. So give me 1 second. So that took way longer than it should have, but it's not every day that you smoke a Cuban. Well, not in the US at least. And I love Cuban coffee. I had a Cuban friend growing up, and I would love going to his house and just having coffee and be wired for days. And I have a lot here, and let's just say I'm going to stay up really late today. But this isn't my best work. So the crema, the sugar that you mix, I think that's what it's called. Yeah, with the camera angles and everything, it wasn't my best work. But usually you get a really nice little it's thicker coffee. It's sweet, very strong. So I'm excited to cut this up. Now, I don't know anything about the cigar. And honestly, it's a Cuban. Bolivar has been around for a long time. I don't know much about it, but I was super grateful for Tony for sending this out, and I figured I might as well go all out and try to make this as entertaining as possible. So wrapper's Cuban, filler and binder are Cuban, so there's not much there. The Vitola is really cool. It's really small. This is a nice size. I wish I could get more cigars this size. I don't know the exact dimensions. I think it's a 42 gauge, but feels really nice. It's like a Lonsdale, but smaller. And I'm going to go ahead and get this cut up, lit up, and jump right into the review. Let's do it. I'm not going to lie. So the draw feels a little tight. We'll see how it progresses. On the cold draw, I'm getting some hay, but it's very mild. So this is a butane insert. Please do not come for me. People get really upset about that. Right at light up here, lots of just hay. In that retro, I'm getting some white pepper. Very mild though. I'm interested to see how it progresses, but I'm going to continue smoking this and enjoying some Cuban coffee, and I'll get back to you guys after the first third. So I'm finishing up the first third here. Right now, just getting kind of that hay. It is creamy and some white pepper. I'm not gonna lie, I gotta be honest. So I guess I understand. So Tony has always said that Cubans are overrated, right? And it's one of those things that we can't get it. So people really hype them up. This is very much boring. I don't know. It could wake up. It can definitely. It's not a bad cigar. It has good flavor, but I mean, for the amount of the hassle people go through to try to get these, I don't understand. But again, first third, and I'm just trying to be honest here. But it is nice. It's pairing incredibly well with coffee, just because it is kind of that creamy. It has that creamy smoke. The ash is holding on really nicely there as well, but we'll see how it progresses. I'm gonna keep smoking it and get back to you guys after the second third. I recorded my top 3 cigars, so I decided to do a top 3. That video should be out before this review, and the reason I did that is just because I haven't made enough videos to, really put 10 out there. So I selected 3 that really stood out to me. But I'm really looking forward to 2024, having more cigars, getting more experience, sharing that with you guys. And thank you so much for always watching and supporting. It really does mean a lot to me. So thank you. So finishing up the second third here, it's an earthy, creamy. I'm just getting lots of earthy flavors, and it is a creamy smoke. On the back of the palate, I'm also getting kind of like a brown sugar. However, this is not, I don't know. It's one of those things where you want to experience it, and anyone that gets opportunity, in America at least, would, right? You should definitely try them if you can. But the way that people seek them out, I don't get it, because I've had 3 or 4 cigars in the last 2 weeks that, in my opinion, kind of trump the flavor of this. It's not bad, but it is boring. So I'll continue smoking this, and I'll come back after the final third and give you my final thoughts here. All right, so I'm finishing up the final third here, and it's pretty much stayed the same. The pepper picked up a little bit, but it's still very mild, like white pepper. And the band was on there really good. Actually, the band actually kind of took some of the wrapper there. It was hard to get off. This cigar was, I was just talking to Eric from Smoke One If You Have One, and he said that Cubans in general, he smoked many Cubans, and he said that they tend to have a tighter draw, and it's, a distinct flavor is that like hay, unique flavor. It's like a little, like almost like a wet hay, and it has that creaminess a little bit. And that's pretty much all I got here. It's very much one note. Not bad at all, but it's not something that I would run to and, seek, especially how hard it is to get. I'm super grateful that I was able to get this, and big shout out to Tony, Soy Sauce Assassin, for sending it out to me. But the reason why this all started, I listened to his podcast talking about Cubans and how they're overhyped and they're very much kind of bland and boring. And I understand that. I mean, if you offered me this now that I've tried it versus some of the New World cigars out there, I would pick the New World cigars. There's nothing wrong with a one-note cigar as long as it's really, really good and it stands out. But this was very much, what I got from the Cold Draw first light up. It's been the same kind of just hay. It's creamy. It's got a little bit of that sweetness there, but nothing too crazy. So it was great to try, great experience, but I think I'll stick to the New World stuff. Now, if someone sent it to me, that's a different story. But if I had spent a lot of money and made illegal transactions trying to get these, I'd be really, really disappointed. But as always, thank you guys for watching. This one has been a bit of a downer, but it was a fun experience. So thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later.